Hello everybody out there in the music community, this is Mike. I'm here to show you a video of some recent arrivals or pickups that came in the past couple weeks since I showed my last video of the same subject. So let's get right to it. So my first one was a local record store called Dream Theater, and this is called Images and Words Live in Japan 2017. And here's the track listing, which is basically 8 songs of the Images and Words album, which originally came out in 1992. So here we have Pull Me Under, Another Day, Take the Time, Surrounded, Metropolis Part 1, Miracle and Sleeper, Under Glass Moon, Wait for Sleep, and Learning to Live. So, as you may know, this is a great album. The original version, I meant to say. And I haven't listened to this version yet. I only got this there the other day. But like I said, it's pretty much the live version of the album. And the only downfall I had with this is it'd be great if they would include some other, maybe a song or two more of, or a few songs extra of songs from other albums. Would have been great. Similar to what Stryper did with, I believe, 12 Devil. I think they played some other songs from other albums. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. And the digipack is very basic. A couple shots of the band and a CD tray with nothing behind it, and the legal stuff. And here's the back of there. Sort of a Dream Theater emblem there. What I just showed you, the back of it there, and the album cover. There you have it. And plus it could have included like a booklet about, the success of the album back when it came out in the 1993 period. Some live shots, like a collage, But other than that, it is what it is, and kind of cool to have this in my collection. Also, we have one of the first bands I got into back in 85, 86 period is Jerusalem. So what came in for me from Discogs, where I ordered from, was Jerusalem 30 or Treaty, which is a retrospect or an anthology of the band's music spanning from 1978, the first album, Volume 1, to 1998 of Rad. So it shows songs from those albums, plus it shows some live versions of the songs as well on their live albums. So kind of cool, it has in my collection. It's a 2-disc set, 1 and 2. And I believe there is 16 songs from one album, or is it 15? Yeah, 16 songs from one album and 15 songs from another album. So you're definitely in money's worth there. So it's basically it's chock full of songs from each album. So you're talking about like 31 songs, which is a lot, So very impressive. So here's disc 2 and disc 1. And here's the back up there. Got a little bit of a ripple effect. Look, it was exposed to some damp weather, or maybe it was stored in a damp area, but not a big deal. Just kind of get a little bit of that too on the insert, which is not a big deal, but it's not as bad. So here's here's a collage, nice collage of the band picks from over the years, and here's the album cover, and more collage, some information there, legal stuff and information, that kind of stuff, and more another collage. There you have it, kind of cool. And like I said, being in Jerusalem is one of the first hard rock bands I got into back in 85, 86. Is kind of cool as in my collection. So there you have it. I also got the where the songs, some songs are in Swedish. I do have the English version of the titles written here and the albums they came from. Kind of cool. So I wrote it up myself. So there you have it. 1 second now. Also, too, as you may know, another band I really enjoyed, one of the first ones I got into back in mid-80s, 85, was Petra. And as you may know, here is, of course, back in the mid-80s, Petra had a lot of success with Beat the System. And there you have it. The back of it there, the standard Star-Son black vinyl, and the front part there, Beat System Petra. Here's the original came in 1984, and here's the album, and the last CD version. Sorry, and here's the back up there. This is the last album to feature Greg Volz on as the lead vocalist for the band, and of course, he left the band during that time period, and of course, John Schlitz joined in early '86 to continue on with the band as a lead singer. So, in support of that album, they did a tour and recorded that live concert. So, I had this on cassette called Catch Time and Space, which was basically Beat System tour. And here's the standard cassette there. This is an original pressing cassette, by the way, that I bought in 586. And there's a little J card there, but not much to it. And here's a CD version of it. There you have it. Not much in it besides lyrics, background info, like, you know, who played on what, that kind of stuff, production values, that kind of thing, legal stuff. There you have it. Not much to it. Here's the back of CD cover, or the back of CD, whatever. So there you have it. So finally, back. Oops, 1 second now. So finally, and this has been on my want list for a while. And it's not like it's a rare album, just haven't got around to getting it. But it was at the top of the Grail. Not a rare Grail, but it was a Grail. So here we have the album record version of Captain Time Space. Very glad it's in my collection. So here's the vinyl, and you name pressing, standard black vinyl. And here we have the Ghost Stand promo. You can barely see right here above Bob Hartman's picture around the same area. I guess the promotion he used, not for sale, but you know, we bought it, didn't we? So, and what these other versions didn't have is a live collage or live shots of the band, which I really like. This is what every live album should have. And it has the breakdown of the songs. Here's side 1. Here's side 2. And side 3 right here. And side 4 is down here in the corner. And who produced it? John David Brown. And the band members and what they played. Kind of cool. So the other formats didn't have this. Now, I also want to mention too, each of these formats, as far as I know, and I read about it online, had slight differences as to what was actually recorded and put on tape for these different versions. For example, Captain Time and Space didn't have computer brains, whereas these other formats did, right? And I think the VHS didn't either. Also, the CD, there's a lot of, there's a bit of preaching, and sort of an impromptu song called, what's the song called? There's a live song put in that, put on this album that wasn't like on their studio albums. The Great I Am, I think it's called. It was a sort of impromptu song. I'm not sure the impromptu song or it was rehearsed for a live album. And I think there's a gap between the God Pleaser and It Is Finished, where there's no music, there's no like songs. There's a bit of preaching, that particular song was being played. But I think this was shortened, and this was had a longer gap between It Is Finished and the last song. So different, I think, I could be wrong in all this, but you can go on Wikipedia and read about it. But anyway, there's slight differences in all these versions, the 4 versions I have. Also, at the time, Greg Volz was leaving the band and John Schlitz was coming into the band, and they were going to put out a live album, and I'm not sure, 2 different albums or maybe one album with John Schlitt singing so much songs and Greg Volt singing so much of the songs, but I figured it'd be too confusing for the fans, so decided only to feature Greg Voltz on vocals. So that was another little bit of the information bit as well. Also, I was aware of Petra back in '85, when I first got into Christian rock music, and I borrowed albums from a neighbor of mine, a couple of my friends. Now This World, More Power to You, and Beat System. So I was aware of Petra, very familiar with the music from those 3 albums, and so this is the first. Being 15 years old and having allowance is very, very limited to what you can actually buy, and you want to make sure that what you buy was good. So this is the first extra cassette or of any format I bought from Petra in July or so, or June of '86, and I bought this month, 35 years to the month. I bought this album, so I finally got on vinyl. Also, my family and I took a trip to Prince Edward Island, which is between Newfoundland and Nova Scotia, in that little section there of water. And I went to a local Christian bookstore, and I remember buying Res Band, Hostage, and Bootleg on cassette. I remember seeing this album there as well, and also Never Say Die. There may have been other Petra albums, there was other albums there, and maybe Petra and other bands, maybe Res, but these are 2 sets that stood out to me. That I remember that one, Never Say Die. And I remember seeing this and looking back and seeing all these nice pictures, and I thought to myself, now, I would have probably bought the album with some stuff, I never had, or everybody just got bought the cassette. Why would I want to buy the record? So years later, I kind of regret not buying it. But like I said, I finally got glad to have it in my collection. Be forever cherished, and this is one of my favorite live albums of all time. I know a lot of people think of Res Band Bootleg, Jerusalem's Magic Service, Scorpions Worldwide Live. Another another live album a lot of people allude to as being a great live album back in the mid '80s. The more popular bands, but this is one of my favorite live albums back in that time period. I really love this album. Great arena rock, hard rock. We all know Petra sort of got that borderline rock, hard rock, and there are times it sounded like heavy metal. So this is more of a arena rock. If you like Styx, Journey, Foreigner, Boston, this is what this album represents. And they feature songs from 4 albums before this, which was Never Say Die, More Power to You, Now This World, Beat System. And it shows 7 tracks from Beat System. Beat System, Computer Brains, Clean, Speak to the Sky, Hollow Eyes, God Gave Rock and Roll, and It Is Finished. So they're the songs that's featured in this album from Beat System. Of course, it shows melodies or complete songs from their previous albums as well. Also, one major difference between this one and the video is that this got a 7-minute version of Without Him We Can Do Nothing. The original song on the album, Never Say Die, was around 3.5 minutes long. This one here shows extended version of Without Him We Can Do Nothing. This only shows a short minute or two version of the song, like a short melody of the song. So, like I said, that's another example of the difference between different formats. So, hey folks, that's all I have for now. Have a great day, all the best, and see you next video. Bye now.